Welcome to Part-Time Nerds, Episode 9, Marvel Spoiler Edition. We'll just insert that to the beginning of the podcast. It's fine. Welcome to Part-Time Nerds, Episode 9, Easy Breezy Listening. New month, new mic setup.
Mixer doing its thing. Little to no static.
How's it going, Ray?
I'm doing all right. Long week, but finally it's Friday.
Long day because it took us a little bit to do this whole setup again, right?
Work was long too, but yeah.
Yeah, this time it went around a lot smoother, so let's hope that you guys can hear the difference. And if you can't or don't, or if it sounds worse, let us know.
Yeah, because then I just wasted my time, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's all for you guys.
Part-times, who cares?
Exactly. See, we have nothing to lose.
Anyways, Part-Time Nerds, Episode 9. So this week we wanted to cover something we like to do a lot of times when we hang out on our personal time. We're talking the Marvel Netflix series. So we're talking Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Punisher, things like that. So we wanted to cover our thoughts on the prior series and how we feel about them, maybe possibly rank them. And a couple weeks ago, Jessica Jones Season 2 was released, and we haven't actually talked about it, or we haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't know if you watched it without me.
Nope. I would never do that, right?
That's a lie.
No. I would never lie to the public on a recording. Could be used against me in court.
But I feel like we're going to spend most of our time on Daredevil, Punisher, and the first season of Jessica Jones.
Let's just do it in chronological order.
Okay, made available by Marvel and Netflix. Got
Yeah, so obviously the first one that came out was Daredevil back in, I want to say, 2015.
Okay, that's good. First season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was what kicked off the entire series, and if we kept watching it, we obviously really liked the first season.
Yeah,
But any particular points on it, Ray, that really stuck out to you?
Maybe at the end of the day, it could be the Iron Man of the Netflix original series for Marvel.
You're not allowed to use that statement, Ray, because you were ranking Civil War.
We'll get to
You
that.
were no. I'm jumping right into it. You specifically, you were very adamant. You were saying Winter Soldier is a better movie than Iron Man 1. And that's not okay, because the point I was trying to make is that if you swap places Winter Soldier as the first Marvel movie, there's no way Marvel would be as successful as it is right now.
It might even be better.
No, it would not.
We might have Infinity War 3 already.
Okay, first time you watched Winter Soldier, you walked out thinking that was really good, right?
I walked out thinking, wow, this is the best Marvel movie I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, damn it.
Yeah, you didn't see that coming, did you?
No, I did not. Right. My point is the first time you watched Iron Man and walked out of the theater, your mind was blown.
Oh, yeah, mine was blown.
Not because you weren't ranking it in terms of like a Marvel movie. Your mind was blown in terms of like filmmaking. Correct?
Filmmaking, yes.
Yeah.
And everyone was super excited. It's the first big superhero Marvel movie with Iron Man.
Yes.
And live action.
And my argument is that you can't rank Winter Soldier above Iron Man because you can't even make that same statement about Winter Soldier.
What do you mean? Blown away? I was blown away. Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier blows me away as a Marvel movie. It doesn't blow me away as a film.
Really?
No.
Okay, what aspects of it did not blow you away?
I would tell you, but that's not the topic today.
Hey, this is your fault. You threw this curveball at me. I'm going to throw it back right at you.
Okay, another curveball. So we were talking this week. So you backtracked on Black Panther finally, right? You finally admit it's a good movie?
I said it was good, but
no, you
parameters
didn't.
of that episode were either it was good or it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I leaned more towards the bad for my first impressions straight out of the movie, because I think we recorded it, right after the film, right?
Right.
After we see it.
But now are you willing to concede that it is a good movie?
Yes, I'm willing to concede it's a good movie.
So you were wrong.
I'm wrong today, but not before. I still stick by my guns with the negatives.
All your points that you brought up, I agreed with.
Uh-huh.
I just felt like your summary based on those points was inaccurate.
Yeah, it just left a very sour, bad taste in my mouth at the end, because the last 20, 25 minutes was the usual ending of a superhero film.
Right, but that's not a sin against Black Panther. That's a sin against Marvel.
Yeah, it's a sin. Well, it's sinning against a lot of superhero movies, and then just going into it, I was really hyped for that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that's my fault. Always putting high expectations for these movies. I was wrong about Black Panther.
About what kind of movie Black Panther was.
Yes.
That was a little bit of a tangent, I'll grant you that, but the reason I wanted to bring this up is my main point is that as a whole, the Marvel Netflix series, they're not all good, but as a whole franchise, I think they're leaps and bounds better than the movies.
Okay, when you compare everything as a whole.
Yes.
Series to
because obviously there's bad eggs and good eggs.
Yeah.
When you divide it all up.
Okay, so overall, you prefer the Netflix series over the MCU Disney films?
Much preferred.
How about the best
versus
series
the best.
versus the best film?
So you're talking series versus not episode versus film, series versus film.
So say for example, season 1 of Daredevil is better or worse than a particular movie.
So basically,
the
what you're
Marvel
asking me
Cinematic
is
Universe.
Iron Man versus the best of Netflix.
Or Winter Soldier. I mean,
No,
it all depends.
No, there's no
That
argument.
1, 2, it really depends.
I'll concede it. I will concede.
But yeah, that's my point. What would you prefer?
I'll get back to you on that one, but I will concede I don't like Winter Soldier as much as I should.
Okay.
I strongly do
Because
believe
you
that.
don't like Captain America either, right? That plays a huge factor.
As a character, I don't prefer Captain America.
Okay.
So
that makes
that's
sense.
a factor.
That
But
makes sense. Yeah.
if I'm removing myself from the equation, I'm just like, if I was trying to be as objective as possible, Winter Soldier is a very good movie. I just don't feel that way.
You heard it here first. Con admits Winter Soldier is a good movie.
Oh, big news. Breaking news. Anyway, so back to your question. So
Yeah.
in my eyes, you're asking me to compare the best Netflix series versus Iron Man. I don't want to say which one was my favorite Netflix series just quite yet.
Yeah, because that's essentially what you're going to do.
Yeah, that's the focus of this episode.
Yeah.
But I will say Iron Man wins that battle.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a really good film. You
Yeah.
guys watched that. Was it 2008?
Oh, yeah, probably around
Pretty much a
2008.
decade now. It's almost a decade because I think it came out in May.
You can tell by how old Robert Downey Jr. looks in comparison.
Man, but that movie ages well. Vino, baby.
The CGI looks bad now in a good way.
Yeah, but even then, the scenes, like the tank scene, it still beats a lot of what they're doing now because of all the CGI. That
Oh
they're
God, it
forcing
beats
through.
everything they're doing now.
Yeah, there you go. You went all the way with it. I agree.
Stop trying to be political.
Yeah, I'm just
Ray.
trying to be.
This ain't a political
it's-
podcast.
It's leaps and bounds.
Yes.
Better than the CGI in Black Panther.
Agreed, because it's not just like sharpness of the textures or like the sharpness of the image or anything. It's really the way they shot it, the angles, and like the movement of the characters, how it's unnatural in a
Because it's
it's
robotic.
naturally unnatural because he's a robot.
He's a robot in that robotic suit, mechanical suit. You feel that mechanical,
Visceral
feedback.
I can see it in your eyes when you're
No,
about
I
to say
didn't.
that
I didn't want to
phrase.
say it, but you made me. You made me say it. You made me say it.
Yeah, but I will put if you're asking second place, there's a real argument at that point.
Yeah.
But just start off chronologically. Daredevil. I would rank Daredevil season 1 as among the top of the Marvel series.
For me, it's either 1 or 2.
I think I know what one is, but we'll
no,
get
I
to
said
that.
1 or 2. So
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. It's either 1, 2, or 3 for me.
I wanted to say that, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna put 1 or 2.
Okay. It's definitely in my top 3, but in all honesty, that top 3 is probably interchangeable from every position.
Yeah, like I wouldn't mind if any one of these top 3
Yeah.
were in the number 1 slot for many people.
Okay, well, good parts about Daredevil season 1. You want to go first, or I'll go first?
You go first.
I'll go first.
You
Okay,
want to go first?
I'll go
Okay,
first.
Okay.
because something just popped in my head, and I think it sounds really smart. So I'm just going to go for it. Obviously, this part you guys won't hear because, I am obviously smart all the time. I don't know what you're talking about, Ray.
Only part-time.
Daredevil season 1, in terms of grittiness and realistic action for a superhero movie, I want to say it's everything that the DCEU wants to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. That's why you wanted to go first.
Yep.
That's why you wanted to go first.
I am not a huge fan of Marvel movies in terms of films because I think they're too lighthearted and always with the jokes. I
But
get
that's
it.
fine.
It's fine.
It needs its place.
It obviously their target audience is like a family picture. They want to be able to target kids and adults. So they go too far into the happy good side. I like DC, I'm not exactly a comic fan, but I like their fandom because they're very focused on realistic and kind of darker tones. The problem with the DCEU is that they're bad movies.
Yeah, they're bad movies, but also you don't need to always go towards that gloomy, dark tone.
Yes,
it gets
yeah.
very mundane really quick.
There's
and
definitely
boring really quickly.
There's definitely a middle ground between those two, but
Yeah.
I think as a baseline, Daredevil season 1 is the exact tone that the DCEU
that they're really
is
striving for.
is
this
striving
whole
for
time.
and has missed every single time.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got really good filmmaking. It's got really good acting. Action's great, if a little dark.
But that's okay. I think they hit it right.
Yeah, for the most part, they hit it right.
Yeah.
But in some certain scenes, it does get it suffers a little bit from like Dark Knight syndrome, where it's just too dark and I can't see anything.
Oh, you mean the actual setting of
Yes.
what's being shot? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The lumens.
Yeah, because at the time you didn't watch it in OLED
Fair enough, yeah.
in 4K HDR. So I mean that makes a huge difference. You
Right,
gotta
it's
admit.
okay, right? If you really want to do an episode 2 of Bro Lads, we can do it.
Oh my gosh! Wait, we could rewatch. I could rewatch Daredevil. We could rewatch these
Okay, so we're gonna pause the episode, rewatch every series, and then come back to it.
In
I'm
4K
okay with that.
OLED
Yeah, let's do
HDR.
that. Yep, totally.
Oh my gosh, it's done. All right, podcast over. Peace out.
Later. Okay, so Daredevil season 1. Again, with all things I love, I do want to focus on the bad more than the good.
Yeah,
Because when you love something, you care so much about it. That's when you pick out the little
that's
minute
why you
details.
have to nitpick.
So that Dark Knight comparison, what I will say is that Daredevil is very ambitious in their action scenes.
Yeah.
And you can tell that their choreography is very professional, but it does suffer a little bit from being too dark and a lot of jump cuts.
Okay, so you're not a fan of these jump cuts, like specifically how they implemented Daredevil.
It's a lot of zooming in from like certain angles, so like you're like over Daredevil's shoulder.
That's why you don't like the new God of War. Oh my God, everything's just lining up. It just everything's coming together. It makes sense now. Oh my gosh.
When it comes to fight scenes, I like a very clear picture in terms of like I want to know what every movement is happening.
So you don't like that style?
I don't like visual trickery.
I don't think they're trying to trick you. It's just that's
I
the
don't
style
I don't say that in a bad way.
Okay.
It's just the only phrase I can come up with.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. Okay.
I feel like
You don't like those types of techniques.
yes.
Okay.
It's kind of a perspective shift to kind of trick the eye to make it feel like you're in the action. Whereas I'd much rather see a very clear like scene like these two guys. I can see every movement they're doing. That's why the Transformers movies suck, because they're always doing different camera zooms to hide what they're really doing. Is not that impressive.
Yeah, but sometimes don't you like the cleverness or
I
sometimes
get the
different
style,
angles?
and yeah, I do. But as a whole, it's just a preference thing.
Yeah,
And I
that
agree.
makes
I
sense.
agree with you. There's obviously pros and cons to every.
Stylistic
yeah.
approach. But
I
you
don't-
like that one episode with the.
I don't want to get rid of it completely, but I do want them to mix it up a little bit. And it seems like all they do is that style, with the exception of the episode that you were about to mention, episode 2.
Is it 2?
Yeah, when they're in the hallway.
Yeah.
And he's trying to rescue a kid, and they do like a 3-minute one take.
Yeah.
A real one take, by the way.
Was it really? It was a true, genuine one take.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep. I
that's
think I
pretty
read
cool.
somewhere that they only took 7 tries to actually film that scene.
That's pretty good, right? For
It's pretty
one
impressive.
take attempt for a big budget.
Yeah, it's
series
like
that.
it's janky, understandably.
Yeah,
because
3 minutes of.
they're really ambitious in that scene.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I know they try to attempt that again the second
And
season, but
what I find weird about you bringing that up is I feel like that's more of an example of something that's shown visually clear what's happening, as opposed to that perspective that I was talking about.
Yeah, but I like both.
Yeah,
As long as it's good, I don't really mind.
that's what I'm saying. I don't like one exclusive with the other. I want the variety.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And so I wish there was more clear action. But I mean, I understand that it's part of Daredevil's character to kind of fight from the shadows.
Just like how you were talking about the Dark Knight, going with those perspectives.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, all that makes sense. And another criticism is I'm not a fan of his weapons. His batons.
Yeah, the batons.
They go a little Captain America, and it doesn't.
There we go. It reminds you of Captain America. You hate Captain America.
It makes sense for Captain America because it's canon that he can do the calculations in his head for where his shields ricochet.
Okay. Is it more so that you don't like the accuracy of
Yes.
the comic book adaptation? Or?
I don't think Daredevil has that power. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
When Captain America's shield comes back to him,
I know
that's
you're-
explained in the
You
lore.
just reminded me what you mean by he throws the baton, it comes right back to him like a
yeah,
boomerang.
yeah. That sticks don't work that way, and
Yeah.
plus, like, I don't care how sensitive you are to your surroundings. You can't make it.
Yeah, perfect ricochet like that.
Yeah, and
Come
plus,
on, man.
like Captain America, at least he's doing the calculations in his head. In terms of angle of hitting this, the speed it hits at. Nowhere in Daredevil's canon, as far as I know, does he have that power.
And vibranium.
But again, those are like minor nitpicks in terms of the good parts of Daredevil. So let's touch on your poor points, because I feel like we have a lot of good points on it.
Poor points? It's hard for me to find a poor point.
Well, then there you go.
Honestly. No, I mean, is it 1 or 2 for me? I don't know. But I'm
Right,
trying to
you said
remember.
1 or 2, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I disliked about it. I can't really pinpoint anything.
Characters? Particular
Characters.
characters you didn't like?
Oh, I guess if I had to hate a character,
You love Foggy, right?
I love Foggy, but
Yeah.
there are points where
There's a lot of people that hate Foggy. We love Foggy.
Yeah, no, I love Foggy, but I know there are points where he goes over the top. So I
Paris,
guess if I
Paris
wanna,
is raising her hand when I asked who
So if
hates
I-
Foggy.
so if I want to nitpick, I'll point at Foggy some moments where he's a particular scene.
He's a little too cartoony.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works for the moment when he's trying to bring the lightheartedness back
Mm-hmm.
in contrast with those dark tones. But
Right.
yeah, there are times when it goes over the top and then it goes too long. But I guess if I had to nitpick, that'd be the worst part of the first season of Daredevil for me.
Oh, really?
Because plot-wise, too, even the plot...
So you got no problem with Karen Page?
I'm fine with Karen.
Okay.
I'm fine with Karen's character in Daredevil Season 1.
Yeah, you do need someone to ground everyone,
and
I get
that's
that.
what she does.
She fills the Skylar White territory
I don't think she goes too overly aggressive, though. So
at times, but I don't think it's ever much of an issue. But based on what I've heard from a lot of other people, they feel like she does.
Okay. Is it more so comparing to the comics again, or just that's what they felt when they were watching?
They felt when they were watching, because I don't hang out with comic book fans per se.
Yeah, me too, per se. I'm just watching, Toonami, and that's all I got. And Kids WB.
4Kids TV.
4Kids TV, Saturday morning, baby.
Yep. Yeah, characters for the most part are casted pretty well. They hit Kingpin like right on the nail. He's perfect.
Oh, I know, he's so good. I didn't even like Kingpin going in.
Their casting for Kingpin is like the perfect casting. He plays the character exactly as he should be. Slightly awkward, but very powerful.
Oh yeah.
But he gets the like the social awkwardness just head on.
Oh my God. Yeah, and he had the menacing body frame. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's that particular scene where he kind of crushes one of the Russian brothers' heads in the car.
Yeah, he just keeps banging on. I was like, ooh, that's pretty brutal. All right, I guess this is rated.
That is some great physical action going on right there.
And for mature.
Yeah, so you don't really have any negatives.
I don't really have any major gripes. I think that's the big thing. That's why it's
season 1.
That's why it's 1 and 2.
How do you feel about
1 or 2?
What's your opinion on the suits? Did you like the black stealth suit with the turtleneck more, or his Daredevil suit?
Black with the what is it? What is he wearing on top of his?
He's wearing a beanie.
Is it?
He's wearing a beanie.
Okay.
He's wearing a beanie.
No,
but
I like that
eyes.
raggedy black look.
Okay.
Compared to the red suit.
From what I've heard, most people agree with you, and most people don't like the Daredevil suit.
Yeah, because when they revealed it at the end of season 1. I didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was the texture or it seemed too intricate too. In my opinion,
it's not streamlined enough because in Daredevil in the comics he's kind of just almost wearing a jumpsuit.
Yeah, I know in the plot they had some professional.
It looks like Batman's
armor.
suit from the Dark Knight.
Yeah,
but with red accents instead of black. But I really liked it.
But I mean, for that universe, I just felt it was too detailed. For his suit, there was too much going on aesthetically.
I get why it's so intricate though, because he had it made from a professional armor maker.
Plot wise, no, I understand. I mean, I just mean aesthetically to me, it seemed too busy.
The contrast compared to everyone else.
No, not even that. Just how it looks. I thought it was just too busy. From a design perspective.
I'm trying to walk you back here to get you to not commit.
No, I don't like Black Panther.
Remember. That's what I was gonna bring up. Remember how much you were committed to Black Panther being a bad movie?
Remember the last 20 minutes though?
I'm trying to protect you. I guess not. But yeah, it looks like you can't really think of anything bad, and really neither can I. It's just a really well paced. Every episode was intense.
Yeah, again, that's a good point. Pacing.
Yep.
That's why it's 1 or 2.
Well acted.
Yes.
I love the actor that plays Daredevil. When I was watching the original series, I knew that I saw him from something else, and I could not place it.
Oh yeah, I don't know where he's from.
Have you ever seen his face before?
I don't recognize his face at all.
I recognize his face so clear, but I couldn't place it. And you know what it was?
What was it?
He was one of the bodyguards from Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, there you go.
But you never saw Boardwalk Empire.
But I've heard good things about it.
It was a minor role, a few episodes, but he was really good in it.
Finally, he has his time to shine.
As the main. And shine he does. I feel like he's hit a good baseline in terms of like switching his voice between Daredevil and oh god, I don't remember Daredevil's name. What is it?
Foggy.
Not Foggy. Oh god.
Wait, what's his name?
What's Daredevil's name?
Oh wait, hold on.
No. Don't look it up. We can get it.
Just tell me. Just tell me.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not.
Come on.
I'm not gonna get it.
It's Matt Murdock.
Matthew
Michael Murdock.
No, I wouldn't have gotten that one.
I wouldn't have gotten it.
But he's a great Matthew Murdock versus a great Daredevil because I'm making a lot of Batman comparisons.
But I mean, that's
kind of the closest movie comparison I can make, really.
Especially in the mainstream view of it.
The
He's
Nolan
the closest thing to Batman.
Yeah, the Nolan movies, I felt like Christian Bale was a good Batman minus the voice, but the voice wasn't his fault.
Yeah. Yeah, you were telling me about this before. That's what they wanted. That's what the director wanted to do.
that was done After Effects.
What?
In After Effects. He does the grunt a little bit, so if you rewatch the Batman Begins, that's about the level he grunts.
And then in Dark Knight and Rises,
he grunts the same, but Nolan decided to just amplify it.
Why?
So if you go on YouTube, you can look up like the
raw file.
Yeah, the pre-software.
Okay.
voice.
Pre After Effects.
But aside from the voice, I thought he was a really good Batman. I did not think he was a great Bruce Wayne.
Okay, I understand that.
So
Yeah, because Christian Bale's a really good actor, but yeah, as his Bruce Wayne, he just seemed a little bland.
yeah, the fighter. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. That's another. I want to watch that again.
Yeah, but along that lines, I don't know the actor's name, but he does a really good bipolar character in terms of Daredevil and Matt Murdock.
Oh, Ben Affleck.
I think Ben Affleck is the best Batman.
Oh my God, you're gonna say Daredevil.
Yeah, I didn't make
that. That was my joke.
I didn't make that connection. My bad. I should have caught that one. But to be fair, I never saw that movie.
I haven't either.
So I guess why Daredevil blew everyone away so much because it's the first Marvel series.
Yeah, maybe.
And everyone was expecting the Ben Affleck version of Daredevil, where it's a little campy, because obviously coming from the Marvel movies, you're gonna assume a lot of campiness.
Yeah, especially in the early mid 2000s. That's how superhero films were made.
Yeah, but the great thing about them being a Netflix exclusive is Netflix has the ability to give them as much leeway as possible in terms of violence.
Yeah, and it's actually
in terms of grittiness. They're not trying to protect the kids.
And good on Disney and Marvel just allowing
to let
them
it to just take the
reins
off
a little bit like that.
Yeah,
but they would never do that for a
feature
film.
You can't do that in the movies.
That.
No,
yeah, they're too much at stake for them.
Yep. What were your favorite points about Daredevil season 1?
The action sequences.
Dang it!
What? Was it yours?
No.
Seriously,
did I hurt your feelings?
No, I'm serious.
About your visceral feedback?
No, I think the first big fight scene was the rain and the chain scene.
Oh, okay.
That was good too. That was really good.
Really? Because that one was actually way out of style compared to the rest of that season. I think because there was a lot of slow-mo cam in that fight scene.
Yeah, that's true. But I was okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they overemphasized it.
Yeah.
They used it at the right moment.
Well, I mean, if you're going to fight in the rain, obviously, it's required by law for you to have slow motion scenes.
You got to see, look, that raindrop.
Ooh, whoa, did he just slice the rain?
How many frames per second is that?
Like 24.
20. Oh, okay.
Okay, so the action scenes is the main point for you.
Yes. And the tone balance.
Yes, the tone balance. But in terms of action, it's great. I don't think it's the best out of the Marvel series.
What is the best?
We'll
I know what it is.
We'll get to it.
I thought you were asking me my favorite part of Daredevil.
That is what I asked.
In terms of hand-to-hand combat, I think Daredevil
wait.
season 1 has the best.
Let me put it this way. So what I asked you was your favorite part, and you said the action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty broad.
But you also slightly agree with me when I said it's not the best action out of all the Marvel series.
No, I agree.
So if the best part of Daredevil is not the best part out of all the series, then obviously Daredevil's not your number one then.
No, I really love
Is that a fair...
I'm still... Actually, as we're doing this podcast, I'm still debating which one's my actual number one.
Okay,
and 2.
so
it's your job to sway me.
To slay you?
Sway? What?
Oh, sway.
Oh my...
I slay you every episode of the podcast, Ray. Come on.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, all of my hearing is triple kill, quadruple kill.
Running riot.
Running riot.
Gain the lead.
Well, I've always had the lead.
What?
Oh.
Okay. Damn it.
Okay, well, you're still debating in aggregate what's the better series. But you know what? Raise the red flag when we get to your favorite. I think I know what's your other one. But, I mean, to be clear.
Iron Fist. All right, everybody knows that's true. Okay, that's cool. I get it.
Okay, next in the list.
Wait, to be clear, it's not.
No, I'm cutting that out.
It's not my
That's getting cut out. You're just going to say Iron Fist, and that's the end of the episode.
No. Reel me back in. Come on, man. I can't do this, man.
Any final thoughts on season 1?
No, I think we covered it.
Okay,
I agree with a lot of what you already said, too,
Mm-hmm.
so
yeah,
good overlap there.
Overall, just great in every aspect. Even all the bad points I got, they're not major bad points.
It's just nitpicking.
It's not even nitpicking. It's a twist my arm, gun to my head if I had to pick something bad.
But there's no gun to your head.
Oh, then it's just great.
It's just great.
It's just good, man. I mean, up till for a while, I never thought Netflix could top anything Daredevil season 1.
Oh,
yeah.
So it's number 2 for you, or is it number 3? Oh my goodness. Let's just go.
I take that back.
Let's just go to the next one. Daredevil season 2, because at the end of the day, it's pretty similar. Mm-hmm. It's just, in my opinion, it doesn't do what season 1 does as well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since it's coming off of it's a sequel.
Yes.
You gotta do much more, and I feel like they just did a lot of the same.
Okay.
And not as well.
A lot of the same, not as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would disagree with that, but elaborate.
Like the one take, they tried to implement another one take. It was cool, but at the end of the day, I was more impressed
You're talking about episode 3, where they're fighting down the elevator.
Yeah,
I'm a
I don't
professional.
remember all these
right?
episodes. You don't even have a computer or piece of paper in front of you.
It's back to our discussion how I like to replay a lot of games and I like to rewatch a lot of TV.
Okay.
Because it takes a lot of effort for me to watch something new. It's just draining.
Yeah, I think, what is it? Maybe
So you're talking episode 3
choreography-wise.
when he knocks out Punisher and then he's fighting his way down the stairs against that bike gang.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, to be clear, we both know that's a fake one take.
It's a fake one take, but
Because the reason is it looked too professional.
Mhm.
Very clear. They did a lot of camera zooms. There's no way they could have gotten a cameraman to follow all that action without like filling in CGI or making some jump cuts.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I prefer the first season.
On your point on that one take, that quote unquote one take, I felt like for a fake one take, they did a really good job.
No, yeah.
Of making it look real.
No,
but
pretty
it
good.
was, I mean, just on a filmmaking level, we understand it. It has to be.
Yeah, and I'm also comparing it to season 1's one take.
Because season 1
And that's what brings the season 2 one take down.
Okay, season 1, I would say season 1's better just because we know it's real.
Yeah, that helps its point, but that's not the only reason for me.
Oh, well, go ahead then.
Like, more so, it's just the way everything feels. Like you said, it just feels fabricated in the second one.
Mm-hmm.
This seems a lot more going on.
This slow motion zoom in, and then the cameraman jumps over the stairs.
Yeah, the first one it was more simple,
Uh-huh.
more straightforward, nice little corridor, but still
Gritty.
gritty. This one felt more
Slick.
cartoonish almost, because like what you said before, fabricated one take.
Uh-huh.
And just a lot of enemies coming by.
It's cartoony by comparison, but
By comparison, yeah, but that's what we're doing, right?
Yep.
The first, that's why it's hard for me to put the second one take over the first.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then again, the fact that it's repeating the first one. If you're gonna do that, it better be really damn good.
I feel like it's probably going to be something that they're going to do once per season.
Yeah, because I remember the first trailer or second trailer for the Defender series. They were teasing this one take type of looking scene too. So I don't know. We'll see.
We don't know.
Because I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen that either. Like we said to the beginning, we haven't seen every single series. It's just the kind of the general feeling vibes we get. Mm-hmm. That decides whether or not we're going to watch the series.
I mean, maybe that's something to say too. That maybe we're just not interested in the Defenders and Iron Fist and Luke Cage. Maybe we're just not interested.
I was interested in Iron Fist until I heard bad things about it, and then I lost interest.
Yeah, and I saw the first episode,
okay,
the pilot.
But back to Daredevil season 2. That one. Okay, so same old, just not as good.
Yes.
Any more examples besides that one take? Just the action in general.
Action in general, I think it felt too much like I said before, a cartoon with what's her name, Elektra coming in, and then the whole plot with reviving a lot of these mystical powers things.
Okay.
Every
good thing I said about season 1, take it back for season 2. Just gone. Whatever. I'm joking. Obviously, that's hyperbole. Okay, so you didn't like Elektra.
I don't think I like Elektra at all.
Same thing with me.
Yeah.
I felt she was poorly casted.
Yeah.
Poorly written.
Is she supposed to be annoying?
I don't know. I don't know anything about Elektra, but
she's annoying in that season.
Yes. The actress that they hired to play Elektra was just super uncompelling. I didn't think she was very good in terms of acting.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yes. Okay.
I know I've seen her in something else, but I can't put my finger on it, probably because she wasn't very memorable.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't terrible. She wasn't like bad, but she just was very generic.
Very generic.
She's like the generic, superhero love interest.
Yeah, that she's always just trying too hard to pull you in and doesn't execute.
Right.
You had that feeling from her.
And she's just a very blandly written character. Yeah. So that's kind of my biggest flaw with the season.
Yeah, her motivations aren't strong at all. No,
I don't know if she had a motivation short of killing Stick. That last 2 episodes.
Oh, Stick, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Stick, yeah, I forgot. Stick's introduced or plays a bigger role in the second season. Yeah, the first one, I don't know, the simplicity of the simplicity of
this, by the way.
Yeah, but the simplicity of season 1. I think the whole plot in season 2 also ruined it for me. It tried to expand too much, even though I understand they're trying to create a bigger story now, tying into other TV series and Defenders.
The villain in season 1's very clear and focused. Like, this is our bad guy. We're trying to take him down. And then season 2 gets into that whole thing. I think we just don't like organizations as the bad guys.
Yeah, it's just... That's why a lot of first seasons or first films are just better.
Yeah, because
it's more streamlined and focused.
It's not too ambitious. Whenever you take out a main villain and replace him with an organization, that's like a recipe for failure.
Organization 13.
That's exactly what I'm thinking of now.
Zemnis.
Because then you lose focus on like the character development of the villain, and they're just like, oh, they're just bad. They're the Nazis. Yeah.
Oh, see, you don't like Captain America.
What?
Nazis in Captain America.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch. No, take that one back.
Come on.
Okay. Take, for example, every World War movie you've ever watched.
Saving Private Ryan.
That's not my point. That doesn't follow my point.
I did it. I did it.
Not every. Okay, but just take a couple of examples of World War movies. What's more interesting, focusing on Hitler or focusing on the Nazis?
Hitler.
Yeah, exactly. It's better to characterize one specific villain than to characterize an entire organization. That's what makes it less interesting.
A sole body as opposed to a whole group.
Yep, exactly. On that point, since you brought up Elektra, obviously the saving grace of season 2 of Daredevil is Punisher.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
The first arc of Daredevil season 2 focused on Punisher developing his motivations, his backstory. And he's just a great actor.
He's so good.
Yeah, the first, if I was allowed to, this isn't part of the game, but if I was allowed to break away the first 4 episodes of Daredevil Season 2, if that was a series upon its own, which it kind of is because they did wrap up that story completely.
A little mini arc in that
a little mini. If I was allowed to make that mini arc an entire season, not even add to it, just call that 4 episodes a single season, that would obviously be my top Daredevil or top Marvel Netflix
lucky
series,
for you, since it was so good that they made its own series. They understood.
I don't know the actor's name that plays Punisher, but he's just great. Obviously, he's in what? Stop looking stuff up, right? Just let it go.
I gotta know this.
He's obviously Punisher for the rest of his life.
John Bernthal.
Cena. Every role that he takes on from now on, or every role that he's done in the past, is irrelevant now because he's Punisher. That's what he is.
To be fair, in the Walking Dead, he played a very Punisher-like role.
Right.
But yeah, Punisher next level. Next level of anger and vengeance and revenge.
And I feel like, you know what? I got more points about Punisher, but we'll cover that because obviously he has his own series. So
I think we wrapped up season 2 of Daredevil.
Yeah, that's about it. It's more the same and not as good.
Yeah, I don't think it executes.
But saving grace, Punisher first arc. Yeah, great. I think from the moment Elektra entered the series, it just ground to a halt. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like, I don't care about the story. You wrapped up the prior story, great. I don't care about this next story anymore.
I don't think it did anything better than season 1 besides bringing Punisher into the fray. That's the only, like you said, saving grace.
Yeah.
Why do we even have a season 2 Daredevil?
Because Punisher.
Because
Punisher.
Exactly.
You had to introduce Punisher. You know what? I feel like they pitched the idea of Punisher in season 2. I'm like, yes, let's sell it. And then they wanted to write such a condensed story. Like, oh, shoot, we don't have enough to make 13 episodes. So, like, throw in Elektra and the Black Hand.
And then when we have time, we'll make its own series.
Mm-hmm. What I will say, another bad point about Daredevil season 2 is the action overall it's just too unrealistic.
Too unrealistic, and it went too long.
Mm-hmm.
So they stretched it out too far.
Well, we got disagreeing opinions on how long action scenes can be, but
you love long ones.
I do, but
since you,
in terms of the actual action in Daredevil,
since you thought it was bad,
it was too long.
Bad long action is not good.
Yeah, I would say if you can do action well and you do it well for 2 hours, then I say that 2 hours is perfect. I'm willing to go that far.
That's the whole movie.
Yeah.
Oh my.
But if you can do it well, then I agree with it.
But what's the story?
The action is the story. That's what you don't get, Ray. Oh my. I kind of, when I watch action movies, I don't watch it as a director's project. I watch it as the action choreographer's project. And when you shine it in that light, you're a lot more willing to accept long action scenes because it's a lot of work.
No, that's fine. It's just I'll never put it as a top film when it comes to, because I'm looking for a story when I watch a film.
I never like hard, fast rules like that, Ray. It depends.
Wait, what? Oh,
you're saying no matter how good an action scene is, if it's 2 hours, you're not going to like it. I don't like that rule.
What? No, if you're saying what's your favorite film, I'm not going to put a 2 hour action.
Well, that's because there's no film. I'm saying there's no action film that's been able to do that successfully for 2 hours.
I know that's.
But I'm saying if that did exist, then I'm willing to accept it. Sounds like you're willing. You're just going to shut it out.
No, if, when's, or buts. Sure, I guess we could do this all day.
No, but it sounds
I'm saying the facts right now.
No, but you're not willing to.
What's next? Jessica Jones, right?
Oh, it is Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones season 1.
I was about to blow right past it.
Because we want to talk about your number 1.
Okay, I'm gonna go out right and say it.
Is it number 1?
No, when I said when I said my top 3 were interchangeable.
Okay.
Jessica Jones is one of those top 3.
Oh, me too.
Oh, okay.
I think it's pretty clear. Honestly, this isn't
it's clear for you.
This isn't rocket science. The top 3 is pretty easy to pick out. It's how you rank them.
Yes.
Is when it gets tricky.
Yeah. I've had to rethink my statement about my top 3 being interchangeable because Jessica Jones does get a little repetitive and redundant in the middle sections.
But for its high point, when it gets to its high points, it's amazing.
Yes.
Like you could argue that it's the best series for its high points.
The great thing about Jessica Jones is they knew that they weren't making an action series.
It's a nice psychological thriller type of thing.
Yeah, they clearly knew the direction they were going to take, and they focused on that. They didn't try to shove in action.
Yeah, exactly.
To like
It's
maintain
little to no action, like physical action.
Yeah, they didn't try to keep their Daredevil audience happy. They just this is a psychological thriller, and that's what we're going to market it as. And that's what it was. It was great in terms of I was on the edge of my seat watching every single episode.
Got to watch the next one.
Yep,
So
exactly.
what's going to happen? Yeah.
It's kind of got Breaking Bad syndrome, where a lot of the episodes is just build up, and you kind of sometimes you get the feeling, okay, come on, get to the point.
Give me the payoff.
The payoff's always worth it.
Yeah.
But the build up is a little long.
But you keep going for it.
Because it's done well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, just, again, I don't know anybody's name. I do know that the girl that played Jessica Jones was the heroine girlfriend from Breaking Bad. Yep, that was her.
Kristen Ritter?
That's her name.
Oh, clutch.
There you go. Oh,
Aaron Paul?
No, because you knew her from Breaking Bad. That's why you knew that. You didn't know her from Jessica Jones. Come on. But she was great in Breaking Bad. And just really, really good in Jessica Jones. And Jessica Jones is another example of just perfect casting for everyone.
I know. That one they got.
Yeah. David.
Oh, also Grave. What's his name?
Kilgrave. David Tennant.
Amazing actor as well. Yep. Casting, you're right. Casting on point. Jessica Jones.
Yeah. When I first heard David Tennant was going to be a villain, I'm like, really? That goofball? Really? Because he plays a lot of goofballs.
They gave him an opportunity,
and he knocked it out of the park.
He's like, see, guys, I told you.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me put me in, coach.
Yeah, just great. It's a thriller. A lot of crazy, violent plot twists.
Oh yeah,
just whoa.
That's the cool thing too. I'm not really into these crazy plot twists that really brings me in, but Jessica Jones does it so well.
Oh, so I get it now, Ray. You just don't like good things.
Oh my gosh, I don't like it when they rest or rely too much on. Oh, here we go, twist. M. Night Shyamalan twist time.
M. Night Shyamalan ding dong.
Ding dong.
But they did that well in Jessica Jones.
No, that's why.
None of their plot twists, I was like, come on. Come on. Yeah, they were all.
Nice little clap for Jessica Jones.
Just acting's great, writing's great, character casting great.
Yeah, the dramatic scenes are very powerful in Jessica Jones.
Yes, but
compared to the other ones too.
Again, the middle episodes get a little boring. Like they had like this 2-3 episode arc where Jessica Jones moves in with Kilgrave. I'm like, really?
Okay, that you're right.
I'm like, come on.
That part of the plot, I don't know.
You're telling me you couldn't cut that out.
Yeah, someone's gonna die here.
Yeah,
or should.
But what I really liked about Jessica Jones is that the kind of angle that Kilgrave tried to play. Oh, I'm trying to be a brand new man. I'm not going to control you.
Mm-hmm.
I believed him when he said that. I believed that he was really trying to love Jessica as she was, and he wasn't trying to control her. Mm-hmm. No, it turns out it's because he couldn't.
Oh, man. That's why it's such a good series. You just remember all these aspects and how they string it all together so well.
Yeah, but again, the middle
and believable plots. That's why it's
incredible. And if you ever if you ever looked up Kilgrave's Wikipedia,
IMDb.
The character.
I know.
If you look up his biography, he's kind of a cartoony character. He's not. His name isn't Kilgrave in the comics. That's his citizen name, but he's the Purple Man.
Oh,
it's his comic book name.
That's why it's. Applaud how they were able to implement him into
so
that
I don't
series.
know how true to the character he was, but if they created a new character, they created a damn good new character.
Yeah, true or not, he played a great character.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they're trying to go for in that series, that was good.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's not too much thoughts on Jessica Jones. It's just great. It's definitely still in my top 3, but I wouldn't put it in my top 2 anymore just because of the dead section in the middle.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And then also just preference-wise, I like the action-oriented Daredevil and
versus
Punisher.
Yeah.
So again,
you like the variety.
Yeah, that's why the top 3 easy to pick.
Okay.
The difficult part is the preference of the
positions.
Top
3. Yeah.
The seeding. Yep.
The seeding. You gotta throw in a basketball reference every single. Warriors. Well, it's not a basketball reference; it's a sports reference.
Sports Warriors.
Well.
No, I don't like them.
No, stop.
Punisher, season 1.
No.
What? We're done?
We're doing chronological order, bro.
What else is left?
Luke Cage.
I didn't see it. I thought we were just talking about what we've seen.
Yeah, but I saw Luke Cage.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Please Please, Mr. Khan, provide us your thoughts.
Let me be clear with when I say I saw Luke Cage. I saw half of Luke Cage.
I heard it was good. I wasn't compelled to watch.
People were telling me it was good.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't compelled to watch either, and I kind of semi-forced myself to watch.
See,
which is unfair to the series.
That's unfair to the series. You gotta.
It is very unfair to the series, but the problem is when I actually watched it, I was very, very bored.
What was it? The main actor, was it Rosario Dawson? Was right.
Yeah.
Actress in that one.
She's a really big character. Well, no. She's only in a few episodes. Oh. That's kind of her thing. She's like the guest star in every series. So But my problem with Luke Cage is that it's a mobster movie, or it's a mobster series.
Wait, that sounds good. That sounds intriguing.
It is, but the thing is, there's way better mobster stories out there than this one.
Damn it.
Dude, if you love mobster stories, watch Boardwalk Empire.
There's no time. Do you have the...
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to watch Boardwalk Empire.
I want to... Pesci.
Yeah. Buscemi.
Oh, no, I just mixed up. Okay.
It's not Joe Pesci.
I know.
It's Steve Buscemi.
Goodfellas.
That's
what happens.
It's got a very Goodfellas vibe.
What's wrong with this thing then?
Nothing.
Why were you bored with it?
Luke? No. Boardwalk Empire has a Goodfellas vibe.
Weird. Luke Cage is a Boardwalk Empire.
Luke Cage is boring because I feel like the main actor that plays Luke Cage.
Yeah.
He's just so generic.
Oh, damn it.
I don't think he's a very compelling actor. He's not a bad actor. He's given a role and he plays it.
I guess I think I got that vibe too in Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
And now you're having him throughout the whole season of something.
He's the silent tough guy. And they go into his backstory in Luke Cage, and I get all that, but just the acting itself, he's just so straightforward.
Mundane.
Yeah.
Damn it. Luke! Luke, why?
Yeah. I don't know if it's his fault or the writing's fault or the character's fault, if that's what the regular character is like, but I wasn't compelled by his acting or his character.
Yeah, because what's Luke Cage's power? Just super strength?
Super strength and indestructible skin. Skin specifically. You can get to his eyes.
So that's his only weakness then? Getting through his eyes?
Yeah. Well, I suppose if you shove something straight down his mouth.
Paper cuts, not an issue.
Unless they're at the eyeball.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Paper cut in that
on that note, with his superpowers, Luke Cage's action is very bad.
Like effects wise or just choreography? What aspect of it?
Luke Cage has zero ambition.
It's like a one big punch type of thing.
It's everyone's got guns and they can't figure out why he's not getting hurt, and he just walks around.
And they keep shooting.
They keep shooting, and he just walks around and shoves guys around. That's all he ever does. It's always got the kind of the hype rap music pumping around, and he's just walking like cool guy, just shoving guys. That's all he ever does. It's never any different, and it's just it's boring for me. It's unfortunate that you've never watched Luke Cage, because I really do want to spend some time talking to somebody that saw Luke Cage and have them explain to me why they think it's so good.
What if I don't think it's good?
Well, that's why it's unfortunate.
Because the way you're describing it. But there's just so many other things to watch, I think, that are better, right?
Well, I figure we're in disagreement so often. I figured whatever I hate, you love.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my. Yeah, it's tough to watch it because there's so many other things to watch. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, that's all of my thoughts on Luke Cage. I gave up about 5 episodes in.
And what is that? 13-episode season?
13-episode season. I got up to his origin story, and I'm like, okay, I've gotten everything I can out of this series, and I'm not going to force myself to finish it if I don't like it.
Yeah, what if the back nine is the best part?
That's actually the opposite of what I've heard.
Oh, no, okay, that's not okay.
Yeah, people were telling me, how come? How did you not like the first 5 episodes? Those are the best ones, and I'm like, okay, so I'm definitely not going to like the series.
Or you disagree with them already, and that last half will be the best part for you
because it's what I like versus what they like.
Oh man, it's crazy, right?
No, Ray, I'm just a hive.
You never know.
I'm just a hive mind.
No, you're just pretentious.
But IMDb though. Yeah. So
I didn't see it, so I can't really say much to it.
Any initial thoughts on why you're not interested in it?
Just from what I saw, what I've seen in Jessica Jones, again, not compelling to me.
So basically, the points I brought up were your fears for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's why it was hard for me to even start it, and then, but then I heard good things about it, and now you're saying it wasn't so great. It was kind of bland and boring.
Oh, it's so great that you hold me in such high regard, Ray.
You know what? It might be an amazing series. You never know. I mean, don't judge a book by its cover. You know, it's gonna be an amazing series.
Okay, well, I guess moving on. Iron Fist. Neither have watched it. So
I saw the pilot.
You saw the pilot.
Garbage.
Okay.
Next, is Punisher season
Well,
1.
No. I do want to cover Iron. I want to hear. I want to cover what I've heard about Iron Fist.
I don't even really recall. I just know it's garbage.
I've heard people's biggest complaint is he's just an entitled rich white guy who's complaining about stuff. Is all I've heard.
Ah, man,
And I've heard the action's really bad.
Action's bad.
Okay.
I didn't see. I only seen the pilot.
The pilot didn't have any action.
It did barely, but I mean, it was just boring.
It's unfortunate because Iron Fist does tie very tightly into the Daredevil world.
I wanted to like Iron Fist. He seems like a cool character at face value.
I don't think he was a good casting from what I know from Iron Fist.
Yeah, Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, he's kind of a weenie in Game of Thrones too. So
Weenie Hunt Jr.
But haven't seen Defenders.
Oh, I haven't either.
Yeah.
See, again, it's weird because I'm not compelled to watch it either.
My only
gripe.
No, my only ever motivation to watch Iron Fist and Luke Cage was so I can watch Defenders.
Yeah.
That was what I was like trying to force myself to build up to. And then Defenders came out and people were telling me, it's not that great.
That's really too bad.
I've lost my
motivation. Does it have Sigourney Weaver in there too? As the main villain?
I don't know who that is.
You know, she's the one controlling the strings of Organization 13.
Huh? In Kingdom Hearts?
What? Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming.
Wait,
wait, it wasn't good?
What was Sigourney Weaver in?
She's from Daredevil, right?
Who?
Oh, you're talking about the actress herself.
Yeah.
Alien.
Oh. Okay, moving along. So once I heard Defenders was like not great.
Oh, that's too bad. That's unfortunate.
I've lost motivation to watch any of them. So.
Oh man, I hope Punisher doesn't go that way.
No.
with its sequel, its sophomore season. I hope it.
Yeah, let's move on to Punisher.
Yeah, the best one, right?
Well, obviously it's the top 3,
I think it's number 1 now.
Yeah, let's be clear.
As we go through this podcast.
Yeah, we're going season by season. It's obviously in the top 3 is Punisher, Daredevil, and Jessica Jones.
Yeah, season 1 for both of them.
Do you want to do a ranking, or you want to talk a little bit about Punisher first?
Let's do a quick overview of this. What we love about Punisher.
The acting.
Yep,
he's the best actor in all the Netflix series. You know what? Screw it. And all Marvel's properties.
Whoa, okay, hold on.
even Black Panther.
No vibranium. There's no vibranium. I don't understand.
He don't need vibranium. He's tough as nails. Aside from that, he's a great actor. Mm-hmm. The characterization was great.
Yeah.
I think what blew me away so much about Punisher is he's such a violent character. Mm-hmm. Where it's violent to the point where you feel like you can't root for him. But they did such a great job characterizing him versus like his motivations, his backstory, why he's so violent, what he's doing to mitigate that violence.
Yeah, because what he's doing is horrible.
Yeah, and like his end goal for that violence, it all just lines up so well that you do kind of feel for him and why he is the way he is.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me how they made such a brutal character relatable.
Yeah, like you said, all the horrible
violence
in that
every like ridiculous
series.
Thing he does is like I can't blame him. I can't blame him.
Yeah, because they show his backstory well and laid out what he's been through extremely well. Again, creating and giving that genuine understanding of his motivation throughout that series.
Yep.
So yeah, there wasn't that much crazy action in that series as well. A lot of it relied on just powerful dramatic acting by
the
main character.
It's a war movie in terms of action.
No, that's what I liked.
It's just
I'm a fan of that type of stylistic approach too with action war movies.
Mm-hmm. That's so gritty.
Yeah.
I want to say best episode was Kandahar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that scene where he's like I'm just gonna like Superman this whole thing.
Yeah,
rushes
the building by himself,
just shooting everyone up and then running around with a knife. Oh, and the camera angles and like the camera effects in that scene were just so gritty and so
well done. Great direction.
Yeah, you felt his emotion all along the whole way.
Ooh. Oh my gosh!
It's so I want to watch
the best. Season 1 Punisher's the best. I know a lot of people don't agree with that.
Really?
Because again, you like the grittiness and all, and I do too. But they feel like it was just too dark, too sad all the time.
I know a lot of people that aren't willing to give Punisher a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anyone that's seen it and thought it was bad or didn't like it.
Yeah, it's just hard to try and watch it because you have these preconceived notions, something like that.
Yeah, the Punisher movie.
Oh man, see what happened? But look at Daredevil movie. Come on, guys, see this? See, there's a trend.
Yeah, Punisher was great, consistent in terms of just storytelling, new characters. The detective that they had, she was great.
She was great.
Her snarky sidekick, great.
Yeah. And Billy?
Billy? Oh,
Billy,
my
man.
God. Billy's my man.
Billy's my man. I was like, what? Oh, I didn't know anything about, the Punisher
Jigsaw,
and the comic book. I was like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I thought they were brothers.
I was so bummed out when I found out he was the main bad guy. I was like, oh, no, Billy, he's my man, though.
Look at that slick back hair. Come on.
Yeah, it's like if you suddenly turned out to be a bad guy in my real life, Ray.
Billy? I can't slick my hair back.
No,
I
you
can't
can't
grow a nice beard either.
No, what are you going to do?
Just smash my face into glass.
Yeah, I could
That's what I'll do.
Yeah, you should do that. That'll solve all your problems. It was so violent, but like violent done well. Where it's like, I feel like I need to flinch, but I just can't.
And like, there's a point to the violence. It's not that they're just showing the violence because they can do it. They got the okay from the studio heads.
It's part of the story.
Yep.
Part of the story, part of the character, and you have to do it, and they did it right. It's
That's the main.
Every fight, I wanted to flinch. I really did, but I feel like I'd be doing the show injustice if I was flinched and not watching.
Mm-hmm.
But Kandahar was great. Also, a great scene was the when he finds his old buddy that they're fighting their way through the woods.
Oh yeah,
and he's got like the GoPro mounted on the guns.
Yeah,
shot so well.
Quick shaky cam here and there, but it was
shaky cam done right.
Shaky cam done right. As long as you do things right, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, all the characters are great. Really,
what's the weakest? What's the weakest aspect of that season?
Weakest aspect. Oh, I got something. Okay, so I felt like at the end of the Daredevil season 2, they closed out Punisher's story completely. Like we found out who's the one that like really murdered his family. Mm-hmm. And then I felt like Punisher's motivation is like, no, not quite. There's still more guys that did the same thing.
More people involved.
Yeah, there's more people involved. They didn't do anything different, but they were involved. So, like, we're just going to kind of redo his motivation. He's got the same motivation again. I felt like they could have tied that in a little better.
So it's going to, it's going to be hard with that roadmap they laid out for the sequel seasons.
Because they already showed, like, the first 10 minutes of Punisher, season 1. They show him like murdering the stragglers that were involved in like his family's murder, and then like he goes like hipster, grows the beard with long hair, and like goes and lives in like isolation, and like I felt like that was the end of his story arc, and then they're like, nope, there's other guys that were involved. They were involved in the same thing. I felt like they could have given a different motivation as opposed to just like repeating season 2 of Daredevil.
Oh, okay. How do you feel about Punisher's little sidekick?
Oh, what was his name? Pac-Man?
I forgot his name, but his sidekick behind the computer screen.
Yeah, the man behind the screen.
Coordinating it all for him.
His
eyes in the sky.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he was amazing, but he was
acting-wise probably the weakest character, I'd say.
But it was good enough. For what he was for his role in that series.
It gave Punisher it's a plot device to get him back into the game.
Getting back to the game.
And I respect that. I really like that whole side story with the PTSD soldier. The little 25-year-old dude. Like, it's completely unrelated to the main story arc. But they did it well enough where it was just like, it's just another one of the things that he has to stop.
Yeah, but it's also very... it also plays a huge role because of Punisher, too. Like, why is it okay for him to be violent, this vigilante?
Exactly, yep.
Using all these guns and
it's
tactics.
It's more characterization.
Another contrast and different sides. That's why Punisher's so good.
Yeah, and there's just a list of great characters. The his old army buddy that was running the PTSD support group.
Yeah, man,
great.
Oh, then he uses oh man, I don't want to spoil. We can't. Wait, we've
been spoiling everything the whole time.
Yeah, we should have prefaced this podcast in the beginning, but I mean it's pretty obvious.
My bad. Welcome to Part-Time Nerds, episode 9, Marvel spoiler edition. We'll just insert that to the beginning of the podcast. It's fine.
It's too late. You can't turn back.
While we're along the lines of like great characters, I felt like Punisher did a really good job of reintegrating the Karen Page character.
Oh yeah, because you disliked her character in Daredevil 1, like you. Right.
I thought at points she was a little annoying.
Yeah, she had very annoying points.
But I wouldn't delete her character from.
Yeah, because she's necessary.
She's a necessary character, but they did a really good job with her in the Punisher series. Like, I thought she was a really great character in Punisher.
Yeah, she reins the Punisher in.
Yep.
Gives the Punisher a reason to keep moving forward and trying to move on with his life and what he's lost.
Yeah, and she's not
just giving up on everything.
She's not constantly causing trouble for everyone else.
Yeah.
With the exception of the last arc, but I mean, she had to. In terms of her character. No. In terms of the situation she was put in, she had to do what she had to do. Mm-hmm. And I really respected that. Like, she cared Punisher on like a deeper level. And it felt like she's the only character that knew him on that emotional level, and like it's an outlet for him, for someone he can entrust to.
Yeah.
So that we can see kind of his more vulnerable side as opposed to like the violent side.
Shouldn't have dumped her, Murdoch. That's what happens. That's what happens, Murdoch. I don't know what to tell you.
Did they? Right. Oh, right, Elektra. Yeah, you're right. Right. That's how forgettable Elektra is.
Yeah.
Yeah. More things about Punisher. It's just good. Or great.
I think we.
Any more thoughts on Punisher?
No, I think we hit all the points.
Yeah,
for us.
My little sticking point about them repeating his motivation, that's really the only thing.
Yeah. And even then, that's not even that big.
That's not a big deal.
Like, habits die hard. that's the argument to that.
Happens to die hard every 3 years. Yeah, but Punisher, just great all around. I can't think of a single bad episode or a bad aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd call what the point I brought out nitpicking. I wouldn't call it bad.
I think it's obvious in that it's the number one.
Yeah.
It's the number one
Netflix
series
now that we talked about
Marvel.
Yep, it's number one.
Number 2, Daredevil. Number 3, Jessica Jones. All right, thank you everybody for listening.
You know what? I am inclined to agree with you just because the Jessica Jones
the middle right?
part just drags too much.
Just kind of like how the end of Black Panther just is a huge sticking point and why it breaks it down to
but I just
low quality levels.
I just want to throw in Jessica Jones into the mix just for variety's sake, like you did with the Marvel movies.
Ragnarok's a good film. I don't know what everyone's saying. I like Ragnarok. I like Civil War. I like Winter Soldier. Guardians of the Galaxy. And Iron Man. What's
back to the top 3 with Marvel. I think I agree with you. Punisher, Daredevil,
Season 1.
Yep. And then Jessica Jones.
Season 1. Because we haven't seen 2.
No.
But it's going to... As we see it now, as the trends usually go, it looks like Jessica Jones Season 1 will be better than Season 2.
I will say that if I were to rewatch Daredevil Season 1, I think there's a chance I might change my mind. It's just because Punisher's more fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
But I remember really liking Daredevil the first time I watched it.
And again, like that whole Iron Man premise that started it all, that plays a role.
So I'd say Jessica Jones is a hard, solid 3. Mm-hmm. And Daredevil Season 1 and Punisher are a interchangeable 1 and 2 for me.
Yeah, same here. But for as of now, Punisher number 1.
Yeah.
But clear cut 3. Those are the top 3. Everything else is just down by the wayside. Not even close.
Yeah, I'd say 4 is probably Daredevil Season 2 just by default.
Yeah, and even then I think there's a substantial gap between 3 and 4. In terms of quality.
If you took the first 4 episodes, though.
You can't do that. You can't do it in a vacuum like that.
Why not? It's our podcast. We can do whatever we want.
That's true.
Okay, Daredevil Season 2, first 4 episodes, number 1.
Wakanda approaches that, man. It's not right.
Okay, we could close it out, but you know what? I'm going to give you a chance, Ray. Do you want to elaborate on your Marvel movie opinions?
Winter Soldier.
You're sticking with Winter Soldier?
Number 1, Marvel Cinematic Universe film. Number 2 is Iron Man. Iron Man 1, of course. No, but obviously.
Okay, no. Okay. Huh? Minus the spite that you're trying to show me right now.
I'm not showing you anything. You can't see anything behind this pop filter.
I don't understand. Okay, what about Winter Soldier do you think was better than Iron Man?
I keep repeating it. I sound like a broken record, but the action. I thought that choreography and action in Winter Soldier.
I think Iron Man had better action.
No, but I really love the hand-to-hand combat of Winter Soldier. And the whole chase scene with Nick Fury.
Okay, in terms of the hand-to-hand combat.
Elevator scene.
In the
ship scene.
With the hand-to-hand combat, I could like show you of like 10 different movies that did better than Winter Soldier.
But I'm saying as a whole. I'm not saying at the end of it as a film.
But you're saying the action is the best part out of all the good things on Winter Soldier.
The pacing of the action too. The amount of time they spent for that action. Things like that. How they open the movie, and not just because of the scene itself, but it's awesome how they open to that and then lead to the next scene and then go to that chase scene.
I hate how you're turning me into a villain. I think Winter Soldier's good.
No, you think it's horrible. You don't like Captain America. You don't like Scarlett Johansson. You don't like Nazis. I mean, that's fair. Okay, cut that out. Cut that. Okay, I don't know. I was trying to make a point.
You heard it first here, man. Ray loves Nazis.
No, I lost track of my train of mind.
You're right. When you lost your mind when you said Winter Soldier is better than Iron Man.
The worst thing of Winter Soldier, again, is the end. Just like a lot of superhero films, with the whole Falcons come in, buildings collapsing, carriers crash, super CGI carrier crashing into the ground of the.
I disagree with that.
You like that whole? I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. Solid.
I thought that last scene was consistent with the movie's pacing.
But then the part where Falcon is just running across the building, collapsing behind him.
I don't remember any of the stuff you're saying. I remember.
And jumping onto the helicopter.
Okay.
If it was Captain America, fine. But it's Falcon. He has no powers.
He can fly.
No, his suit was like damaged at that point or something.
Okay, I'm not remembering anything from Winter Soldier.
I just didn't like that whole sequence. That's all. Because, again, I'm not a fan of huge CGI reliance.
Right. All those great things you were listed, I could argue that Iron Man did better in all those categories.
We got to watch the two again. The problem is you don't like Captain America, and he's the main actor. He's the main.
I think he's a great Captain America. I just don't think Captain America's a great character.
No, I'm talking about Winter Soldier, not anything else. Now I'm talking about the comics. I'm not talking about Civil War.
No. Yeah.
I'm talking about Winter Soldier. That's it.
Yeah, I don't like Captain America. It's not like I've read any of the Captain America comics.
You don't like his character?
I don't like his movie character because that's all I know, but I don't like it. He's too bland. He's too goody two-shoes.
So you don't like his character?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. I don't like his character.
But Winter Soldier as a film... okay. So you hate the character so much that the film sucks.
I don't hate the character, and I don't think the film sucks. Stop trying to stick words in my mouth, Ray.
Sucks being on the other side, doesn't it?
I said Winter Soldier is in the top 5. Yeah, but the difference is on my side, I can edit you out. You can't edit me out.
No, I could edit this episode.
Nope.
Like I said, Winter Soldier 1.
Okay.
Iron Man 1, 2.
Iron Man 1, 2? 1 and 2?
Damn! No, Iron Man 1 in the number 2 seed.
Gotta be careful with that one.
I know, that's so hard. Guardians of the Galaxy, number 3. Spider-Man Homecoming, number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Thor Ragnarok, number 5. I think that's what I had before then. So I guess I didn't change.
So Black Panther's not in your top 5.
It's not my top 5.
But you agree it's a good movie?
No, I agree it's a good movie.
Okay, you gave me a little...
It's obviously top 10.
How many Marvel movies are there? Like 15?
There's so many. It's probably like 100. I don't even know. There's a Avengers 1.5.
It's probably top 10 out of what, though? Because if it's below 50%, that's a failing grade, Ray.
I'd put it at like 6 or 7.
Okay, so it's still among your top ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was really wrong in episode 4.
Oh, wow. That's not me sticking words in your mouth, is it? Okay.
That's pretty wrong.
What? Well, can I
But
ask?
the end really sucked. It pissed me off. That's why.
Yeah.
Because remember, that was that episode.
Yep.
We recorded that right after the movie. Mm-hmm. First impressions.
That's the first impressions.
Screw hot takes. You know what I mean?
Don't worry. We prefaced it with saying
hot
once
takes,
once the movie takes place, and we've had time to mull it over, it might change.
Yeah.
Can I ask what eventually changed your opinion on Black Panther?
After I got over the Rhino.
Okay.
In the last 15 minutes and the whole sequence with the Black Panther.
So once you got over the stuff you really
end.
hated, the whole movie sank in.
Yeah.
Okay. So top.
Because that's that hot impression right after you see something that finally settled down, and I could really appreciate the strong points of the movie, like the acting.
Okay, so you
the
said
pacing.
Yeah, you said Black Panther was 7 or 6.
Character building.
7 or 6.
7 or 6 for me.
What's the last movie that comes ahead of it?
It'd either
be or right behind it.
Civil War. That's the only thing it would be. That's why it'd be 6 or 7. Yeah, that's it.
I can respect that.
It's only Civil War, Black Panther as a number.
Okay.
I think those are the only other films that matter.
Okay, I'm going to give you
in the cinematic universe.
I'm going to give you... Oh, what about Incredible Hulk?
I forgot something.
Incredible Hulk.
Oh, I have to watch that again. I don't know enough of it to give it a fair shake.
I think you might hate it. Okay, I will...
You never know.
Okay. You were willing to take a little concession. I'm going to do you a favor.
I like Edward Norton.
I'm going to do you a favor and do
What's
my
rule
own
number
concession.
1 at Fight Club?
What?
I don't have to watch the movie.
I'm going to give you a little headway here. I feel like I need to bump one of the movies in my top 5 to make room for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because I have it at 3, right? Yeah, I have it at 3.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
I thought it over. It didn't come up to me at the time, so it wasn't sticking in my head. But as I thought it over, Guardians of the Galaxy has to be in that top 5 in terms of bumping a movie to make it in that top 5.
That's hard. What are you gonna kick out? Well, you had Black Panther 5.
What was my top? No, in the 5.
Yeah, you had it at 5.
I didn't have it at 5. I had it in the 5. It's moved up since then.
Oh my god.
What were my 5? Iron Man, Winter Soldier.
Oh my goodness.
Do you really want to backtrack on all the progress you just made today, Ray?
Just Black Panther, the end should not put it at 4 or above.
It might be at 4. I don't know.
It should be 6.
Really?
For you, it should be 6, and for me, it should be 7.
Okay. My top 5 were Iron Man, Winter Soldier.
No, you hate Winter Soldier.
No,
That's
no.
what you're gonna kick out. Winter Soldier. Just remove it.
No.
We all know.
No. I can't do it because you won't let me live it down for the rest of my life. Every new person that we're gonna meet, you're always gonna say, "Oh, don't worry about this guy. He hates Winter Soldier. He's the worst. Don't bother with him." That's what you're gonna do.
X-Men Origins Wolverine. Best one out of the series. Come on.
It's not even in the series. Okay. Winter Soldier, Iron Man. What else did I say? Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man, Doctor Strange.
Oh my god! Again.
I think I'm bumping Doctor Strange.
Oh, bumping it out
for Guardians.
Okay, at least it's out of there.
Yeah.
Oh, for Guardians. Okay, look at that.
For Guardians. But
Black Panther moved up.
I think Guardians is number 5.
No, that's fine. As long as it's in the top 5.
Yeah,
I believe it deserves that respect.
I'd go Iron Man 1, Spider-Man Homecoming 2.
Okay, that's cool. Because Tom Holland is really good as Spider-Man, Peter Parker, high school Peter Parker. Whew.
Am I trying to be objective, or am I just going for what I like?
No, this is what...
Just what I like?
Yeah, it's not about objectivity. It's about what you like.
What I like.
I mean, it's going to be wrong, but what do you like?
You know what? If I was ranking on solely based on what I like, I would agree with you. I think I'm wrong.
No, it's about what you like. That's why it's your list. This is why it's your top 5 seating.
All right, you're going to hate me.
No, baby, come on, just tell me.
Iron Man 1.
Yeah, that's fine.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
That's good.
Black Panther.
Oh, my God.
You just said it was fine. Come on, man.
It's not. I backtrack. I'm a backtracker. That's just completely wrong.
Come on, man.
Oh, get out of my house.
I'm trying to be zeitgeisty here. Everyone loves Black Panther.
No, what kind of comment? I don't even. It beat Avengers in the box office. I applaud that, but it's not a number 3 movie.
I could have beaten Avengers at the box office. I'm just kidding. No, I didn't say
no,
that.
that's surprising, though, right? Beating of the Avengers in the box office. Not as a quality as box office numbers.
Yeah, because Avengers is just total 100% mass appeal.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Black Panther's mass appeal.
Yeah, that's why it's so surprising.
That's why it was so good.
The biggest Marvel.
That's why it was so good.
Cinematic universe movie.
It overcame hype.
Yeah. Damn. Overhype. Overhype. It's overhype. I heard it's overhype.
No, it overcame the hype.
Overhype. Okay, got it. It's overhyped. I got it. I have the laptop right here. I know what overhype means.
Yeah, you have the laptop
Black
there?
Panther.
I'm going to have the laptop when I'm editing. You'd realize that,
Synonym for overhype, Black Panther.
Between Guardians and I almost said Civil War. Between Guardians and Winter Soldier.
Okay.
I think those two are interchangeable.
Okay, yeah.
But I say Guardians to 4.
I'd rather, if I had to pick Civil War or Guardians, I'd put Guardians above.
Do you want to hear my objective list where I'm trying to take my emotion out of it?
All right, fine.
Oh, you don't care.
But then that takes away from your list. It's not your list anymore. It's just some, what do I think is right?
Yeah. No, but
when I factor in evereveryone else's thoughts,
you realize
that's the list you're trying to.
We're trying to get mass appeal on this podcast, right?
It's never gonna happen. 2018, year of self-deprecation is back.
Oh man,
you want the gritty dark tone here? There you go. That's what you're asking for.
Okay. So you want to you want to rank DCEU movies too?
No, I think that'd be another.
Let's do top 5. Wonder Woman, and then I've run out of movies.
Actually, you're right. We don't need a separate podcast episode for that. Wonder Woman. Done.
That was the entire podcast.
That was pretty simple. Wonder Woman. It's Chris Pine's. Done.
It's just Chris Pine.
Oh, Pine. Sorry.
You love him so much, but you don't even know his name.
I love him so much. I want multiple Chris Pines. That was my fault. Sorry.
Oh, that's good.
I was just daydreaming, right? Sorry.
No, that's good.
No, I was daydreaming. Sorry. I love him so much that I watched The Finest Hour on Netflix.
I have never heard of that movie before.
He essentially goes out to sea to save a crew.
Paris does not approve.
She's concerned.
She's concerned.
And you're rightfully so. Rightfully so, you should be concerned. Gal Gadot and Chris Pine's best power couple in...
Yeah, so that's our general thoughts on Marvel media.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Okay, I just looked up Gal Gadot's... Rotten Tomatoes has a 92% meter for Wonder Woman? That's high. I just Googled it. 92%? That's an 80. That's an 80 film.
We've had this conversation before, but I think I cut it out.
Yeah.
I don't put too much reliance on
yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes.
No, because IMDb 7.5. I feel like every IMDb score is 7.5 or 7.8. Like those are the only two ratings.
That is fair.
Yep.
that is a fair statement. But when something cracks 8.5 on IMDb, you know it's good.
Yeah.
When something cracks 90% of Rotten Tomatoes, you're like, well, what else is new?
You never know.
I feel like Rotten Tomatoes pulls critics' ratings, but there's not enough critics for that to be like a solid.
The issue is it's either good or bad. It's too black and white. So it could be, in their opinions, barely good, and that counts as a tomato.
That's true. Each vote is binary.
Yes,
is what
it's
you're saying.
Two binary, 0-1. That's it. So that's the problem. So you could have, if they score it as a critic scores it as a 62%, if the majority scores it as a 62% film, it's going to have a 90-something on Rotten Tomatoes.
To be fair, a binary vote works better for when you're dealing with crazy numbers.
And commercials, yep.
Right, really because otherwise when you're dealing with, like, say, a 5-star rating, when you're dealing in crazy numbers, people are inclined to either put 5-star or 1-star because they're rating the movie higher or lower because they feel like they want their vote to count more than the aggregate.
That's why if you want a true quality review, you got to read.
No. When
you gotta read something.
No. When you want a true quality review, you listen to Part-Time Nerds, found on Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play Music,
iTunes, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Of course, SoundCloud hosts, and all your favorite podcast services, except Spotify. We're working on it.
Spotify, you're being so mean. Come on.
That's like the only one.
Throw us a bone. You're like my favorite color, please.
It's like the only one. Everything else, we got the green light except for them. And they're green. How don't we get the green light from them?
Yeah. And I think we just plugged everything we needed to.
Yes.
Okay. And that sounds like a wrap for today. Thank you for your time.
All right. Later.
Have a good one.